I'm just a soap on skin guy.
I mean, there's nothing cleaner than a bar of soap, I guess.
Exactly.
So.
Right. I've tried the soap on skin routine, but I just can't hold the soap. It's, you know what I mean? It's like
Do that again. Do that again once. Do it again.
I'm breaking my neck. I'm slipping in the tub, dude. Like,
I don't think that was soap.
No, that was soap. Yo, 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 what it is, what's poppin', what it do, what's happening, what up, though? Welcome to the BiasedBS PodShow, where your opinion doesn't matter, kind of like politics. It's all a joke. All right. I am your host, Brett, and this gentleman over here is my co-host and producer, Drew.
what's going on?
And today we have a special guest in the studio. We have a science enthusiast, also space enthusiast, YouTuber,
A friend.
fellow friend. This is Matthew Brom, a.k.a. Matty Adams.
Hey, how's it going?
bro?
What's
Great.
happening, man? How's
I'm
it going?
doing great. It's great to be on.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, we just wanted to kind of talk about a couple things, start off with your love for space, man. I really admire how your channel is kind of focused, like, mainly on the atmosphere, like the space, and it's awesome.
It's mainly on outer space. I do some kind of other science stuff. Like I did one video about why it's, colder by the lake in the summer and warmer in the winter, but so just, I don't know, kind of things that interest me. And, sort of like you were saying earlier, I watch a lot of science YouTube videos, and a lot of times I'd find myself searching for things, and you can't necessarily, you need to actually go read papers about it and stuff, and there aren't necessarily videos about it. So, I try to do things that aren't out there, or, maybe find things that I can cover in a way that people haven't. And, I've just always loved outer space since I was a kid, and yeah.
For sure, man. That's cool, dude. That's real cool.
Hell yeah, man. I'm definitely into all that space stuff, man. Like, for as long as I don't even know how long, man. I was kind of intrigued to see someone else do, like, not to say I don't have the balls to do a science, channel, but, I definitely applaud you for taking that route, because it's not an easy route to take either,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's not. But you seem to have captured quite the audience as far as subscribers go, and things like that. Looks like you're almost at 10K, right?
Yeah, it's been doing pretty well so far.
Yeah.
So and really it started off as a hobby. I mean, like you guys, I have a full-time job, and I used to be in the Army. Now I work in IT, but so I work 40 hours a week full-time, and it just started out as, hey, let's make a few fun videos, and next thing I was actually kind of getting a lot more serious about it than I thought I would. So
Yeah.
actually I just started out with just making little simulations of the universe, kind of, and they have these like different simulation programs you can download where you can just try to, I guess, make a planet warmer or crash asteroids into it, or just fun little experiments like that. And I would just screen capture it and not even really edit anything. And now it's now I'm a lot more picky and doing a lot more editing and all that fun stuff. So.
For sure, man. Yeah. So you said you were in the Army. I didn't even know that about you. You started what was your
my MOS?
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with Patriot missiles, so it was like the surface to air missiles. So it's actually like a defense kind of thing. We'd shoot down other Scuds essentially. So if one nation's launching missiles at another one, we would shoot down missiles. But it's evolved a lot more now with drone warfare and stuff like that. But they're meant primarily initially to like shoot down airplanes and things like that, but they're not really used on airplanes as much because there were some like incidents.
So that's what you were doing in the Army?
I worked on the radar, yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's cool, dude. I love
That is cool.
I love
That's
drones.
fucking
I'm actually planning on getting a drone soon. Obviously, not to bomb anybody, but maybe I might fly it over to Matt's house. And drop a couple of eggs or something on his house or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Hell yeah. Chicken or the egg?
What
came first, Matt? The chicken or the egg?
I guess it'd have to be the egg, right?
Of course.
You'd think, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
You'd have to be.
Dinosaurs laid eggs.
But where did that egg come from, though?
Fish.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was fish before anything, and they were laying eggs.
So a fish made a chicken?
Well, you're kind of squeezing millions of years into one day, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've never really figured out how life actually kind of started out of nowhere yet, you know? There had to have been some sort of event, I guess, right?
Yeah. So I do believe in some type of higher power. I believe that there was something that created it. I don't think that it was just a bang and then it was because that bang got started by something, right?
It's possible, you know. And I think one of the hardest things about my channel is moderating either really religious people versus really hardcore atheists and stuff. And I'm sort of in between. So I think science should kind of be for everybody, and you know, you can have your beliefs about God and also still. Like I said, it's between that and flat earthers, like I said, are the kind of the toughest things in the comments when you have a science channel.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the thing about science is not really subjective.
I think science can be influenced and stuff. I mean, like the scientific process tries as hard as it can, I think, to eliminate problems, but you can still have like what companies are funding things, for example, right?
Exactly.
Like is Coca-Cola funding a study about dehydration or, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
But.
Did you hear our fact on our last week's show about the Dr. Pepper being bottled in the Coca-Cola and Pepsi factories or no?
Really?
Yeah.
No.
So Dr. Pepper is actually bottled in Coca-Cola and Pepsi bottling.
Yeah, in their facilities.
They don't have their own bottling company.
And my question is, why don't they have their own bottling company?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me.
So Dr. Pepper's its own company, right? They're not owned
it
by...
is. It's a Keurig.
So they like essentially rent out all of their production?
I guess it's a way to save money.
One second, I'm gonna.
They're minimizing risk, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. We're gonna actually do the Miller challenge here. I know we usually start with the brew review. Sorry to interrupt. We'll come back to the topic, but we're my wife is bringing us the beers here.
Nice. Usually, you gotta pay people for that kind of service.
Okay. All right. So A and B. Everybody knows what's A and B. Oh, there's on the bottom of the cup. There's going to be an A and B.
My A is pink, so... Well, you got pink and purple.
My A is pink, too.
Oh, wow, yeah. Nice.
All right.
All right. So if I'm right, you do other things besides just space, correct?
Yeah, like I said, I've been doing a little bit of, I guess, weather, and I just did one actually on... Yeah. And it's interesting
downtown,
that
right?
you would mention that, you know, that you believe in God and stuff like that, because I'm kind of trying to look at the flood myths from a historic perspective. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard of Randall Carlson, like he was on Joe Rogan and stuff, but he basically kind of made the idea famous that maybe like the glacial retreats weren't all gradual like 12,000 years ago, and maybe there's an impact and that there was like massive flooding that actually happened very fast over like days or weeks. So, you know, it's an interesting theory. So I think in some ways I like exploring somewhat fringe theories, but then, or, you know, and trying to mix it up, or mixing up stories with science, right?
Yeah.
Or even kind of just like auditing science, you know, because I feel like that's the great thing about the internet now, right? Is we can all read papers, we can all...
fact check.
As long as you have like the intellect for it, you know, you're smart enough, right? Like...
If you know where to look,
yeah,
you know,
for sure,
and you know, you can trust certain, I guess, entities that are giving out this information. If they're trustworthy, they got the credit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and you know, you guys, there's a lot of just bad information out there on Facebook and stuff too. So I think that's always part of my motivation for my channel. Is, you know, there's just so much kind of politics and crap, and you know, the internet's like in a lot of ways not even a super fun experience anymore. So
yeah, it used to be. Like I missed that experience when the internet like first came out, and it was you know, and you had that dial up, and it was, you know, you had to wait like 5-6 minutes to get on, and it was just like the anticipation of just, you know, waiting to get on. It's you know, the experience has dulled quite a bit. But
yeah, and maybe part of that's getting older, right? Like, I think I don't get the same like dopamine rush from video games that I used to, and things like that either. So
I hope I get that dopamine rush when GTA 6 comes out. Are you a GTA fan?
yeah, I have GTA 5. I played it for
It's my favorite.
a couple of years. Yeah,
You should you on PS4?
PS5.
Or PS5? Yeah. Okay, you should add me on there, man.
Okay, I will.
For sure. So usually we do the brew review. I know you're a fan of our show, which we appreciate. We love it. We usually do the brew review. This week we're going to do what I like to call the Miller Challenge. And this is kind of like the Pepsi Challenge, which, as we all know, was a failed experiment in the early 2000s, I believe. Trying to steer people away from Coke, which we all know is superior. So here we go. So we're going to it's going to be High Life versus Genuine Draft. We don't know which one is which. So...
All right, can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
So I am definitely pro MGD. I know a lot of people out there are, in Milwaukee, I guess I should say, are definitely for the High Life. But I'm standing strong on the MGD, and I'm really glad we're doing this challenge because I can kind of see what comes out. You know what I mean? Like, because my theory is that if you put these two drinks in a cup, you won't be able to tell the difference. And I also think that you will be able to think you will think that MGD is better. So that's my prediction. I don't know. Let's see if it works out.
All right. Well, let's see. So we got A and B. We're going to try A right now. So on the bottom of your cup is either an A or a B. Try A right now. Okay. We're going to try it. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Now, I'm not really a beer in a cup kind of guy. I like to drink it directly out of the can or out of the bottle, but maybe that might mess with the taste a little bit.
Yeah, but as long as it's consistent, they're both in cups, so.
True.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right, here's B now.
I'll taste A one more time.
All right.
Then we're going in.
All right, here's B.
They taste pretty similar. One taste
very
kind of
similar.
just has a little more flavor, I think. What do you think?
Yeah.
So, how are we gonna do this? So I'm gonna just go first, I guess. I thought that B tasted better. I don't know which one it is. Obviously, we all don't. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that B was better. Whichever one it is, I will agree after today. Whichever one it is, I will say that B was better, and that's my choice.
Final word.
Here's my thing. I'm also gonna make that pact with you. Now here's my thing though. I have one plastic cup and one metal cup.
Ooh.
I don't know if that could be a variable in which sways my decision. So,
and I know
sways my decision.
And I know
that's kind of a tongue twister. Sorry. Sways decision.
I know these beers came in cans, so
They did.
At least they both came in cans, so we can kind of have a fair competition right now.
But I'm going to go with B on the strength that it did taste a little bit better, but it could be because it was out of the metal can. Matt, what do you say?
I like B also.
Okay, so
I
it's
thought
3
was
for
the
B.
best, yeah. I said to me, like A just sort of tasted like a light version of B, like almost like it's just the same formula, maybe one. And if I had to guess, I think MGD is B.
Do you?
Because I've had both, and I like both of them enough. Like if someone buys a 12-pack of either, I'll drink it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but I'm not sure, and
Okay.
we'll see.
All right. Well, I liked B better, but again, it could be because of the metal cup. I don't know.
It seems like B is more crisp. It seems colder.
Well, that's because it's in the metal cup.
Right. Well, that's what I'm agreeing with. That's why I was getting to that. I'm saying, like, I think, I don't know if that's the reason. I don't think it's
there needs to be controlled.
Mine are both in metal cups. So and I got
so
the same
Matt
result,
has
at least.
the upper hand as far as.
And it actually looks like they're the same brand of cup and everything. They're
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out which one it was. I'm gonna ask my wife here.
I appreciate that you know like what a control is in an experiment and stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I paid attention in science.
People
What was
think
B?
all Americans are dummies.
B was MGD.
Oh shit, B was MGD.
Yes.
All right.
I'm happy to hear that.
Okay,
Happy
thank
to
you,
hear
babe.
that.
You're welcome.
Love you.
But I do think High Life is meant to be a bit more of not like a light beer, but right. If I had to guess, it's probably lower calories. I'm gonna
It
look
is.
up.
It is. MGD is more filling, I've heard. But yeah, it's wow. So MGD it is, I guess. For me,
I'm surprised.
I
all
chose
four of us said
MGD.
B.
But again, it could. I am truly convinced that if this was in a metal cup, I probably would have chose
Truly?
High
Truly?
Life. I don't know. Like Matt said, though, they kind of taste the same. They kind of taste the same.
And I'm gonna agree with that too. Like the flavors tasted the same, but the texture, the temperature, that stuff was different. And was it metal cup, plastic cup? I don't know. Maybe this will continue. I mean, maybe we'll try bottles next time. MGD wins for today. And,
we should do that. Try fucking bottles and rip the fucking label off. Is what we should have did.
Just wrap a white paper around it.
That's
or something,
what we fucking should have did.
Like
that would have been the perfect controlled experience.
Cover it in one of those like those sleeve thingies.
Yep.
As long as the bottles are like the same color and shape, you'd be
That's what we should have did. That's all right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
they're both good. I just either way.
Yeah.
So
It is what it
actually,
is.
High Life has one more calorie than MGD. 141 to 140.
Really?
To On Milwaukee.
Huh. Wow. Look at that. One more calorie. Huh.
So I got a question that's been sort of a debate amongst some podcasters and some comedians and amongst us as well. I mean, I've asked other people too, but when you take a shower, right? Are you a washcloth guy or a loofah guy?
We got loofahs all day, and then we got the loofah with the stick for your back.
Yeah, I got
and
one of
stuff,
those too. Yeah.
See, now, me personally, I'm just a soap on skin guy. And I don't know if that's nasty or what people consider it nasty.
They say white people don't use washcloths.
So, look, I used to use a washcloth. I used to use one. That is what they say. But I did used to use one back in the day. I still use one on my face.
Yeah.
But, like, I just use soap to skin. I mean, I have my own bar of soap. Nobody else uses my soap. I have the scrubby stuff on the soap.
I mean, there's nothing cleaner than a bar of soap, I guess.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
But you do get a lot more. The loofah will like give you a lot more soap suds.
Yeah, suds.
I
mean, I enjoy the sudsy type,
I've tried the soap on skin routine, but I just can't hold the soap. It's what I mean. It's like I'm not playing this game well. You know what I mean? Like things are slipping out of my hand.
Do that again. Do that again once. Do it again.
I'm breaking my neck. I'm slipping in the tub, dude. Like
I don't think that was soap.
No, that was soap.
So I definitely have tried it because that's really is the ultimate solution. Like why don't they make a bar of soap that you can grip like a bowling ball and just like scrub your body with it? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what the rope is for, to save you.
That's a good idea, dude. Like a bowling ball grip fucking soap, dude.
Something with a handle or something that you can just go like this with.
That's actually smart, dude. Coming soon from BiasedBS, bowling ball soap. Bowling ball grip soap.
If you find a way to improve on the rope, you might be a winner,
Yeah.
Save people in prison a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I can tell you some prison shower stories.
Oh, I've seen some, funny stories. Funny stories.
Never been.
So, you're at McDonald's, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get chicken nuggets. what's your go-to sauce at McDonald's? Like, what sauce are you dipping your nuggets in?
So when I was a kid, I liked the honey, and then I really started liking the barbecue, and now I'll actually mix them together.
So it's a
I make
mixture
my own
of-
honey barbecue with their little honey.
Oh,
It's
like
super-
the actual honey?
Yeah, they have like the
Honey packets.
Honey packet.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
It comes in a little square, but it's shallower,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'll just like scoop it all out with one of the nuggets and kind of mix it all in there. And
That is interesting. This might be a new.
I've never tried that.
I've never tried that either. I think I'm gonna have to try that because I usually just use the barbecue. I used to like ranch, but then I stopped liking their ranch because it's real watery.
Yeah.
At McDonald's.
Yeah. I don't get nuggets too often, but
Oh, here's a follow-up question. Weird question, by the way. What do you do with the top part of your sauce? Like when you peel that sauce packet out, where's that sauce packet going? That top part of it, where's that going?
I leave like one corner on and let it just kind of
that's
hang there.
that's what I do.
on.
That's what I do.
Come on, that's.
What
you
do
guys,
you? What do you do?
you guys should go straight
Do you
to
lick
jail
it?
for that.
You lick it and put it in your
That's like
pocket.
that's kind of. No, I put it on the side of the bag usually.
Okay. Well, yeah,
That's like
that works too.
That's kind of the thing.
If I get close to that corner and it comes off, I'll just put it in the bag. Sometimes that happens. You try to get right to.
That's
the
kind of
corner.
diabolical though, leaving it on like that.
If it comes all the way off, though, I think the right thing to do is you just put the sauce thing on top of it upside down,
That's smart,
and then it'll
too.
stick to it, and then
Yeah,
you're not
that's
getting
smart.
the sauce everywhere
That's
and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got a question real quick too. I don't know how long you've been with into the computers and the whole tech stuff, but like what got you into it? Like what got you into like the whole computer tech media, YouTube, all this stuff? Like what was the start of all this for you?
Well, when I was a really young kid, my best friend, his dad had like 4 or 5 computers in his basement, and he built computers, and so we'd play video games down there. So, and then, my job in the military was pretty technical, and when I got out of the Army, I didn't want to be, a lot of veterans kind of, depending on your job, they struggle sort of adjusting back to civilian life, so I wanted to make sure that, I kind of used my GI Bill, got my degree, and tried to actually make sure I had a good transition. I was like, well, what's something I'm actually good at? I've always been really good with computers, so... and then they had like IT specialist available in the reserves. So when I got out of active duty, I switched to that in the reserves, and that got me like some of my college credits and my foot in the door a little bit and stuff. So
You plan on doing it forever, like staying in the same field?
probably, I mean, it's fun, it's rewarding. I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily like fun all the time, but it's important, it's rewarding.
Yeah.
It pays good enough. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. And I've already invested, a lot of time into it and a degree and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see why not. And, and it's super helpful having the background of that for YouTube, like
What is the exact degree you have?
it's like, information systems management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Nice. Very nice.
I love computers, man. Like I've been getting into a lot of this stuff last couple of years. So I'm right there with you. I wish I had a degree, but I'm going to school for engineering, so there will be a little bit of that, but but definitely I'm right there with you on that one, man. This shit's fun, dude.
Yeah.
Taking it apart, put it together, building it, seeing what you can come up with, software, all that stuff, dude.
Well, IT is kind of interesting because, having a degree helps. But, the last team I was on, we had, my manager had a master's degree. 2 of us had a bachelor's, and 1 person didn't have a degree. He used to work on, high-tension power lines, and he messed his back up, and he kind of knew the right people. And someone vouched for him that he's super smart and he knows what he's doing and that he's teachable and stuff. So IT is an interesting enough world like that where you can kind of get lucky and slide through without a degree, and you'll probably get paid less until you do get your degree. But still probably it's still gonna be better than a lot of other jobs out there as far as the pay and stuff. So
Yeah. And one thing too, real quick, I see like it's one of those fields that you can just kind of have the experience and still get a job, like without having like a job, like an actual career or a degree in it. Mm-hmm. If you have enough experience with computers, whether you just self-taught or whatever, people will, trust that. People, as long as you show your skill, like it's one of those fields that you can get in without.
I call them basement nerds, and yeah, it's true because like if you're in an interview, and this isn't like the initial HR interview, But when you're with your doing your second interview with the actual IT team and they're asking you questions, you're more likely to impress somebody talking about how you built a movie server for your own house or something like that, because it shows that like you're good enough at it that you do it as a hobby and stuff, like that's a lot more. And then, you can just get certifications and things. You can get Microsoft certifications, and you go online, get a Udemy course or something like that, pay $100, take a class, self-teach yourself, get the certification. A lot of times people really like those Microsoft certifications and stuff too. So it's not, you can rack up on those and having knowledge. And then once you get your foot in the door and you get experience, then it's, a lot of times that's the hardest part. So
for sure. So let's switch over to like some space talk here. NASA, a lot of people say it's kind of like a conspiracy, and you see a lot of green screens being used and stuff like that. What would you say to that? What's your opinion on NASA?
I mean, I've heard that, and I think the problem is, I think that what they say is generally right. I don't think the Earth is flat or anything. But the problem is they've done themselves some disservices in the past, I think, where, like, for example, they alter the color of a lot of pictures of Mars.
Right.
Most rocks on Mars look a lot more gray.
Okay.
And, there are red rocks on it, and, compared to Earth, they are reddish. But it's like when you're actually on Mars, the sky actually kind of looks, when you look at the unaltered photos, the sky looks gray with like a very hint of blue. And it looks
kind of like a rain sky.
It looks more
almost.
Earth-like, sort of, than the pictures do. And it's sort of, and I always ask myself, and then there are some photos that they alter the color on purpose, right? Like there's really awesome new pictures of Jupiter where, they're using like infrared, or they're using ultraviolet, or they're using different wavelengths and spectrums so that they can penetrate through the clouds and see more. Yeah. So it looks totally unrealistic, and so you see a lot of people on Facebook like, oh, that's CGI, that's AI, especially with all the AI art and stuff now, and it's hard to tell the difference. And it's like, so I think the fact that NASA does, and they admit that they edit a lot of their photos. It's not really like a secret or anything, but. That did always kind of bother me, like, a little bit, but no, I don't think that they're, like, making fake pictures of the ISS and curving the Earth because it's actually flat or whatever. Right. Like,
yeah. So, there's all those, like, firmament, the firmament theories and all that, there's a lot of crazy theories out there.
So, I guess I have a question for you. This is, or for both of you guys. Okay. How many people do you think actually believe in the flat Earth? Or, like, do you think it's just a lot of trolls and bots, or, like, a psyop? Or do you think there's actually a lot of people who really believe it?
That's actually a really good question. I do know probably a couple people that think of that theory. And most of them, I would say, are religious people, almost. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I don't think. I think it's a small group of people. I think they're all scattered about, but I'd say, I don't even know, man. Less than 0.1% of the population on Earth.
Really, like, I would disagree with you.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. I would think that there's.
I can ask my son, and he'll, even my 10-year-old son will say the Earth's round. But then again, people get older and then they get swayed into believing something else when they. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, then. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't. It's really hard to tell. Like you said, I hope, and I think that the majority of the world believes it's round.
Well, I think one of the problems is there's a lot of distrust for government and institutions in general right now. Like trust for Congress is pretty low. Trust for doctors is very low. Trust for just kind of like professionals in general. Yeah. Police, everything is kind of low in America. Mm-hmm. So I think what happens is when you have people who like maybe they, a conspiracy kind of turns out to be true eventually. And they're like, okay, well, the government lied to me about this, so why aren't they? Who's to say they're not lying about everything, right? And so I think it's easy when you spend too much time online and you spend a lot of time just scrolling through Facebook and stuff that, you start seeing this stuff over and over and you're like, man, maybe is the earth flat? Like, is NASA lying to me? I know they changed the colors on pictures and stuff, and it's, so it's easy to see how people could sort of get down that rabbit hole, I guess.
Yeah, I think if it's just constantly, constantly hammered into your brain that it's,
It's almost like this bias where as soon as somebody hears something different than what they know, and somebody can give them a couple little things about it, they're really quick to believe it. Because if they already believe that the government and a lot of people that they're being lied to or whatever, as soon as something else comes along or somebody comes along and tells them something different and like, oh, they're really quick to believe it. Like, yep, it's weird. It's like a bias. It's like almost like any new information bias. Like it's like, yep. Somebody could start walking around tomorrow saying, actually NASA's been lying about Mars this whole entire time and it's actually blue. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody will just start like, oh my God. Like, well, yeah. And then they'll start seeing all the color change stuff and then people will start really believing it. And it's like, almost like people want to believe that they're being lied to. So they have something to complain about. That's what I feel.
And it's edgy. It's fun to be edgy on the internet, right? Yeah. And that's why you always wonder how much of it is just trolls, right?
Yeah. And I kind of entertain the idea, too, and fuck with people on there. Like, I do it a lot. I'm guilty of it, trolling. I am. I'm guilty of it.
But I used to. I'm trying to get better. But
yeah, me too.
It's unhealthy for your own mind, I think.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. But it is what it is, man. It's fun. It's fun sometimes.
So have you guys heard this one? I actually heard an interesting theory that the government is going to admit that aliens exist, but they're actually demons. That's another really crazy. That's another really crazy one I've heard. That the demons are going to use the government to tell us that they're aliens and that they're advanced aliens, and that's how the demons will make us accept them or something, and that's going to bring on the end of the world. I'm like, oh man.
Very nice.
You want to go ahead and hit them with a merch break real quick and come back? Or
Sure, let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back.
We may not know much, but one thing we do know is how to make merch with a poop on it. The new designs are in, and of course we still have our classics. It won't last, so get yours as fast as you can. Check out our merch and new releases on our Facebook, BiasedBS. Then email your selection with color, size, and address to biasedbs@gmail.com. That's biasedbs@gmail.com. Thanks for supporting the channel. Now back to the show.
What's your favorite, if any, what's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
You're going to hate me for this. Everyone's probably going to hate me for this.
I won't.
You're going to say cucumber.
Ice cold, the cucumber line.
Yeah. No, it's not bad.
It's one of my favorites, bad. Like when I'm actually thirsty, but it has to be ice cold or like damn near slushy.
Yeah.
And it tastes like trash once it gets warm.
I think Drew said the same thing, actually, didn't you?
I don't know that I said it was my favorite, but it's
not
definitely
your favorite,
it's definitely top 5, top 3 maybe.
No, I'm kidding. Probably that blue Gatorade Frost.
But the
Blue Frost,
that's probably the best.
So like I said, that used to be my favorite back in the day, but as I grew older, orange. Yeah. Orange is kind of top tier.
Really?
To me, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, blue is second for sure. Sure, give me the dog. He's out there barking. All right, I guess so. Guess I'm getting Django.
Well, he's got his BiasedBS little onesie thing on.
No, that's Oscar that's got that one. Django's out there being super loud.
Got a cage, Django.
Yeah, got to get him in the cage. Speaking of cages, what would be your...
You're about to say
something. Come on.
Speaking of cages,
come on, Django. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. trying to come by me. All right, whatever.
Smells
So-
my dog.
Now, this is hypothetical, obviously. You're on death row.
Okay.
What's your final meal on death row? Now, usually they let you pretty much get whatever you want, right?
I guess, do they actually cook it good?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
They don't really get to write reviews afterwards, right?
I wouldn't think so.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me get this dog before he fucks shit up.
Oh, you're on a cord.
This is a bad idea. So it's not a good idea. This thing's coming off.
Was that the hard drive?
Okay.
Anyways.
So, death row meal. Now, let's say that you can. We'll say that you can get fast food too. If that was your choice to get, you want like a Popeyes chicken sandwich or something.
I would probably have like some braised beef short ribs over some mashed potatoes or something.
Yeah.
But it would honestly, man, it would depend on like what I'm in the mood for that day. But it would have to be something like high quality and good like that. I don't think I would get fast food probably, right? What about you, Andrew?
I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. I wanted some home cooked shit,
Yeah.
some grilled shit, something saucy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm going out,
Yeah, I'd probably want some.
I want there to be a big pile of shit left over when I'm done, dude.
Yeah, big old dump.
Stinky dump.
Big old dump.
What movie was that where he ordered the T-bone and then he
I don't know.
I'll think of it in a second.
Okay.
I got a question real quick too. Future outlook for your channel, like what are you aspiring to do to, like, what do you want for your channel, like in the near future, far future? Do you want a team? You know what I mean? Are you trying to have better, like, what's a perfect scenario for you for the near future?
I mean, for the near future, I think it would be nice to start getting monetized and get an LLC and all that stuff. I probably should actually just go found an LLC soon and just get that all taken care of or whatever, you know, have the business name and all that stuff. But yeah, just kind of keep uploading more videos, going at my own pace. I think, you know, it's important not to burn yourself out when you have a full-time job and stuff, but at the same time, stay consistent, have a nice schedule.
It's hard not to, almost.
Yeah. So, you know, but I just want to put out good content. And I said, like I was telling Brett during the break, like, I really just try to teach myself something new every week. So, you know, like literally it was the first thing was how do you separate the audio from the video? Then how do you actually cut it? And now it's, you know, getting into more advanced stuff, doing transitions between things and, you know, making like moving text or, you know, maybe
Right.
I'm trying to learn sound effects next, actually adding in, you know, those little, like, which you can do really well, the like the little pop and snap noises.
Oh,
know,
yeah,
or, like,
yeah.
just
I can show you some stuff, man.
Yeah, little stuff like that to kind of add that little pop when you're trying to make a point or whatever.
Yeah, I can show you. We usually do post edit. It's usually it's all mostly post edit. We want to implement some live soundboard stuff eventually soon, kind of, but
Yeah, so it's, I mean, I think in the beginning it was just about putting out good quality, like, that I was researching well and that the quality of what I'm talking about was good.
Right.
And then now it's more focusing on getting the videos looking more like professional quality.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
And then that's
for
all,
sure.
I think that's where I'm trying to really focus now, you know?
yeah.
And you don't have a team, correct? You don't have it's just you by yourself?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
But like I said, I do have a good background for it. I mean, I took like acting classes in high school. I worked in IT. You know, I was always pretty good at science and stuff. Like, you know, I originally was actually going to be a physical therapist. That was my first major.
Oh, nice.
You know, so I was always good at biology and stuff like that too. So it helps that I do have, I think, kind of a lot of the skills that are necessary to do something like this. But it's, you know, I tried working with someone else. We were going to do a Madden channel actually and do like Madden glitches.
Oh,
and
nice.
then, you know, because we started a league and we drafted our entire team. You know, we do the fantasy draft, so it basically puts every player in the league into a pool, and then you draft your entire team. You know, so every team in the league is completely different. So we would call it like the ultimate Madden-verse, and like, you know, what would the world be like if Patrick Mahomes was on the Lions or something, actually, or
Yeah.
you know. So that was going to be our channel, but we just kind of had trouble working together, and
Yeah.
but we both
it's-
wanted to be the leader or whatever, stuff like that. I think.
It can be tough working with people sometimes.
Yeah.
I know I'm kind of a dick sometimes to Andrew, and
Luckily, I'm a very understanding, easygoing person. Like
and forgiving.
I'm the guy. I'm the type of person that molds with the person. You know what I mean? I can be. I'm always myself. I'm true to myself, but I can mold to how.
You're very agreeable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, if I feel like somebody is the type of person who's a hothead, or I kind of give them,
I am.
I kind of give them that space, and I'm not saying that you are in any way, but
I know I am.
well, I'm not saying that, but but you see, like what I just did there, like I'm not engaging. Exactly. I redirected. I'm very I don't know. I guess very social. I don't know the term for it, but I play well with others, I guess you could say. So
Yeah.
You're a social chameleon.
yeah, there you go.
You
There
can
it
get
is.
along, get
That's
along
it.
with anybody and just sort of adapt to your environment and whatever
exactly.
situation you're in. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good skill to have. Yeah.
It is. It is. That's why I like working with Drew here.
I tend to let people be them, and then I sprinkle myself in there when I need to. You know,
Sprinkle a little bit of Drew in there, you know what I mean?
Put some Drew on it, baby.
Yeah. Put some Drew on. Throw some Drew on that shit.
I know. I think Brett had something speed round for you prepared.
No,
I think.
before that, actually, I wanted to test these chips out that I found.
Oh.
You guys want to try some chips out?
Oh,
Sure.
All right, so we like to get the crazy Asian chips here. So
Nice.
these are the Calbee shrimp chips. You like them? Have you tried them? Oh,
She's
nice.
Filipino. She's Filipino, so like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
they're hot.
Have you tried these?
I never tried the shrimp ones because
Okay,
I think it
perfect.
sounds
All right.
sort of weird. So
All right,
yeah,
perfect.
I'm
Let's do
interested.
it.
Yeah.
You never tried these either, Drew,
No,
right?
no,
I didn't
no,
think you
no,
did.
no.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't even know where to find those.
All right.
At an
I wonder
Asian
if I
grocery,
can-
you have to go to like an Asian grocery store generally.
okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Which
Django can
There's
have
not
these.
very many in Milwaukee, but you know,
Ooh, no, he can't. 'cause these are
Chicago, there's a
garlic
really
ones.
really big one, and they
You
have
can't
like a
these,
food
Django.
court.
Sorry, dude. All right, everybody, take a little handful. Pass those on to Drew there. Django's over here trying to eat them. You can't have these, dude. I'm not gonna try it yet. You can't have them, dude.
I'm gonna say also, while we're in the middle of tasting these, make sure you guys head over to Facebook, BiasedBS@gmail.com. I'm sorry, BiasedBS Facebook. Check out our new merch. See something you like, head over, email us at BiasedBS@gmail.com. Let us know what size, what color, where to send it to, and we'll do our best to get it right over to you.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Also, make sure you guys are liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing in the bottom right corner over there, too. Do all that. Hell yeah. So let's try these out. Wow.
Not bad.
These are not bad.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I almost got a Funyun vibe from them.
They do have that. They got that fishy taste to them.
Yeah. Are they potato, or is it like? Are they potato chips, or are they like?
What does it say on there?
It just says wheat flour, palm oil, shrimp, starch,
It is very shrimpy.
corn, tapioca, hot garlic seasoning.
Django, there's garlic in these. You can't have them, dude.
They're good, yeah. My nose is a little stuffed, so I can't fully taste it, but it's good from what I am tasting.
They are good.
Yeah. They're very shrimpy. If you'd have to obviously
They are a
like,
little shrimpy.
You'd have to obviously like shrimp to, but yeah.
Yeah. So 1 to 10, Matt. What do you got? Decimals are allowed.
Just off the bat, I'm gonna go with like a 6.2 because they're good, but like I don't know. I feel like if you ate a lot of them, it would be like a bit too much because
You're probably right.
I like seafood, but it's I don't know. Maybe like a good on occasion kind of thing, or in small amounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're good.
They are good. Are you a seafood guy, Andrew?
Yeah, for
Yeah?
sure. Not raw seafood.
Look.
I'm not a raw seafood guy. I like seafood cooked.
Eh.
Oh, seafood. I see.
That's so old. Dude. That's the gayest.
You had brothers, right?
All right. No, I had a sister.
Yeah.
Older sister. I used to fucking torture that girl all the time. Sorry, Heather. All right. Drew, what do you got? What's your score?
I like them a lot. I could probably eat that whole bag. They're not too hot, which I like too. Like I said, they give me sort of a Funyun vibe, and I like Funyuns. So, I'm starting to now feel the heat more. A
little bit.
The more that I eat them. I'm gonna say, dude. I'm gonna say 7.6, dude. I could definitely fuck with those.
Yeah, me too. Definitely could fuck with these. For sure, man. That's a good score. 7.6, you said?
7.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I like the flavor of them. I like the garlic. I've always been a garlic guy.
Mm-hmm.
Love me some garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, 7.8, man. 7.8.
Cool.
Yeah. Very good. Would fuck with them again, for sure. Definitely fuck with them.
Hell yeah.
Amelia wants to try them too, my daughter.
Actually, now I say that, they're actually kind of getting better over time because
Right?
it's almost like the shrimp flavor dies down. You get used to it a little bit more, and so it tastes a little bit more just like a chip after a few of them. Yeah, they're good.
I got another question really quick here. If there was, if this is on a space topic as well, if there was one area of astrophysics, cosmology, that you would want, like if you were in control of who does what with NASA or whatever, what area of space and cosmology would you want people to dive into more? Like study more, figure more things out about, put more money and technology towards?
Good question.
You know, like where do you think more discovery, like the exciting discovery is located? Like, you know.
Well, so I guess I do believe that I do believe in a theory that like in order for humans to become essentially like an immortal civilization, right, we have to get to another solar system eventually.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously like exoplanet exploration is super important. And then we do probably need to colonize stuff, but I don't know, like I'd start with the moon before Mars because it's so much closer. Mm-hmm. And then actually this is kind of something that's really cool that I'm assuming a lot of people might not know, is that with how small the moon is, if we like establish a base or a colony or something there, right? When you start launching shuttles off the moon, because it's like has 1/6 or something of Earth's gravity,
Yeah.
it actually costs a lot less to launch rockets off the moon then, and it has like almost no atmosphere.
Huh.
So like you can use, or maybe it doesn't have 1/6 of Earth's gravity, but I think you can use like 1/6 of the rocket fuel to get the same distance.
Right. That
Or
makes
you
sense.
could increase your payload like substantially, and use the same amount of fuel. So, you know, Elon Musk has this plan to send like 200 rockets or something to Mars and colonize it, and it's ambitious and it's cool, but the problem is it takes like 9 months to get stuff to Mars, and I think that that's why his idea is he's going to stagger things, and that's why you need like 200 of them, right? You need like sort of constant resupplies going in and out.
Right.
because like, yeah, and you know, if an emergency happens on the moon, you're, you know, relatively a lot more close, I guess. You know, and,
Right.
I mean, we had problems even just doing like the biodome.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the biodome thing on Earth. So
Yeah. Do you think they even went to the moon?
yeah,
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah.
A lot of people don't think that they did. I've been seeing a lot of the the videos from the simulation that they played on the news, like during the moon landing, where they showed a simulation of it. A lot of people have been playing that lately as the actual, like, oh, this was what they wanted you to believe that they'd, and it's like, yeah, but you forgot to put the part where it said this is a simulation on the bottom of the screen.
There's a lot of really bad, like stolen out of context stuff on the internet.
There's so much.
Or like,
It's
there's pictures of
terrible.
astronauts training in the desert with their helmets off, and they're like, "See, they're
Yeah.
supposedly on Mars, but they don't have their helmets on." And it's like, no, this was in like Arizona or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Someone
they do
actually
a lot.
researches the picture. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of misinformation, as they call it, out there. But it is what it is.
one man's misinformation, isn't it?
Yep. Basically. So we're going to do a little speed round here. A little quick questions, this or that type.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to run them by you real quick. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got like 10 or 11. All right.
All right.
So here we go. All right. We're going to start from the beginning. Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Apple or Android?
Droid.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Rice or noodles?
Noodles.
Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
Football or basketball?
Football.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Comedy or horror?
Horror.
And this is my favorite one. Ass or titties?
Booty. Yeah.
All
for
right.
Sure. Yeah.
Here's a new one: MGD or High Life.
Nice. Very nice.
3 out of 3 podcasters agree that it's MGD. Hey, are you
guess
drinking
so.
a High Life over
I am
there,
drinking
sir?
a High Life because it's out of the can. He brought me the High Life. I did say I wanted a High Life. So.
I was gonna be a dick and just bring him my MGD. Like,
I would have drank it. I would have drank it.
oh, I
to be
know,
fair.
because you said you liked it. So
I did. I do. I like it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. You know what else is funny, dude? These political ads lately. Like, they're everywhere.
We don't get any relief anymore. It
No.
used to be after the president got elected, you kind of got a little bit. And
Yeah.
man, now I was in a gas station and like there's a political, you know, because they just play the radio and it's super loud. I'm just like, you can't get away from it, man.
No,
it's
you can't.
everywhere. Yeah.
It's like, Brad Schimmel is a piece of shit. They're just like,
Everyone.
what if they could do that? What if they could just talk shit? Like, they
It's-
basically do, but what if they're like, Susan Crawford is a bitch?
They're pretty over the top. And like, if you want to cut this part out, but it, you know, like that.
No,
shit,
we
like,
won't.
It's pretty much like this politician wants to murder your babies. I mean, they
Yeah,
really
no,
do,
that's-
and it's
yeah.
always that same voice, this like dreadful tone. The person's
Yeah.
like walking in
Yeah.
the dark with
I
a
know.
shadow on one side of their face, like they're
You know what,
they're
that's
a
kind of-
DC supervillain. Like
you make
Yeah.
a good point. It seems like it's always the same voice. It almost seems like that same person.
I bet you that guy gets hired for the Republicans and for the Democrats.
He's winning as far as I'm
That
concerned.
dude is winning for sure, dude. That's a good point, dude.
there's a lot of money in whatever helping out with political campaigns and stuff. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I wish there wasn't as much money in it. It would probably make
No,
things
because
better.
think of all the money that's wasted. Like if you think about it, that money is literally used for nothing because,
Kind of, yeah.
and they spend millions and millions of dollars on campaigns for ads and all types of other shit.
Well, there's an interesting idea where what you can do is you can have like essentially, like you could set up a system where like it's somewhat government funded, and then each like candidate can only get certain amounts, and then like as a voter you can donate so many whatever freedom bucks towards that candidate, and then all that funding comes from a pool, sort of like how money in the NBA is divvied up or something. So
Yeah,
like,
I was just gonna say they should do it like how the NBA does it, like how they got like a salary cap and shit like that.
they got to put some sort of limit on it. It's
Yeah.
like you said, and it's insane amounts of money. It's not just like a couple $1 million or whatever.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, it's crazy amounts of money. Crazy. What if they could trade politicians like they did in the NBA? Like they would trade them from like, I'll give you the governor for.
jeez, don't make that suggestion. They'll hear you.
I'll give you the governor for fucking for the mayor of whatever the fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
That almost reminds me of the Dave Chappelle, the racial draft.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, that was the best fucking. That was the best skit, dude.
You guys like Chappelle then?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He's fun.
Huge fan of Chappelle. Huge fan. Yeah. But but yeah, man, that was cool. That was cool talking. I enjoyed it, man. It was had some good conversation. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Like
Oh,
like anything like your
That's
like about your YouTube channel or anything? Or?
yeah, sure. So, just check out. Can you guys put like a little like a
Yeah, we'll put anything you want up
yeah,
there.
check out my page here or whatever. But yeah, no, other than that, like I said, it's honestly, I don't know, man. Part of the reason I started my channel is because of politics. Like, I watched a lot of political videos. A lot of what I would see on Facebook was people just posting stuff for one candidate or another. I stopped having as much fun on Facebook and stuff like that, like I was saying. And then, even movies have become a lot more political with their messaging. Even sports sort of have in a way. And it's almost like there's no reprieve. And it's like, I actually get more entertainment myself out of just making content, I guess, because it's like I just kind of got irritated by what's getting put out there. So,
Right.
Yeah.
and I think you guys do it almost on the opposite way, where you're kind of curing it with just kind of silly humor, and you just have a nice, fun, enjoyable channel, and you don't kind of wade into all this annoying stuff that fills everybody with anxiety and stuff. And
Yeah, we kind of try to, in a way, we kind of try to beat around the bush.
you touch on things a little bit for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
we kind of try to beat around the bush a little bit, like as far as like the more,
Yeah.
really important stuff, I guess you could say. But
Yeah, you'll kind of maybe briefly like talk about something for a sentence and then just move on, but not let it dominate the whole sphere of the situation. Yeah.
We try to bring the funny out of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of fucked up things in the world and fucked up people. And if we can bring you a little bit of, amusement, entertainment, joy, happiness, whatever, laughter,
Yeah.
in certain moments and times, like about certain topics, you know what I mean? Like that's those are little golden nuggets in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
that
and
you can enjoy.
I think comedy goes very underappreciated. I think it's so important. Like it's actually kind of like when I joined the army, when I was at like MEPS, which is the place you go to before they ship you out, when they just kind of are like testing you and getting ready to send you out and all that stuff.
yeah,
And I was being as serious as I could because I'm in an army building, and the woman's like, when I was leaving, she's like, "Man, keep your sense of humor. You're really going to need it in the army." And I was like, "What's this woman talking?" But I don't know. I think I'm just kind of naturally a little goofy or whatever, and I've always tried to look for the humor in life, and I think it's important. And like, even if you have a really serious job, even if you have a really serious profession, like sometimes people take themselves way too seriously, like,
yeah,
and you have to be able to laugh at situations. And it's like, maybe it's because I've been in some of those pretty crazy situations where it's like you almost, you just laugh because there's like no proper emotion to sort of cover what's going on, but yeah, I think humor is tremendously important. I think it's highly underappreciated. Like, comedy movies never win Oscars and stuff like that. And,
yeah. That's shitty that they don't. But I can see why they don't.
Yeah. But why does it always have to be a serious drama?
Yeah,
You
it
know,
shouldn't.
like-
It shouldn't. Or an action. I mean, there's good action movies too, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't really see action movies win it too much. It's mostly drama and
yeah.
heartthrob type movies.
Do a lot of heartthrob movies, man. I don't know.
Kind of.
That's funny.
Um,
Who's your heartthrob, George Clooney? No, I'm just kidding.
No, Scarlett Johansson is probably mine though.
Yeah.
She's fucking. Oh man, I would do things to her that
That are legal and
illegal in multiple states.
Not Alaska. You can get away with anything.
Yeah,
there.
pretty much. You want to reel it in? Maybe watch a couple clips.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
reel it in, bro. Let's show them what we've been laughing at so far this year. Share some clips with you. Share some clips with the world. See what you think of these videos. Again, while he's pulling this up, make sure you guys head over to Facebook, BiasedBS. Check out our merch. We always got new merch popping up on there. See something you like, email us at biasedbs@gmail.com. Let us know if you like something, what color, what size, where to send it to, and we'll do our best to get it to you as soon as possible.
Hell yeah. Okay, we're gonna play this one. We've played these before.
All right. Give me your worst. Roast
It's on his head.
Oh, I think he's got some kind of whatever that
Give
is.
me your worst. Roast me.
Looks like it's like it's dented in or something.
It.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
real hole in his
do
head.
I have to say what it looks like? 'Cause-
you can if you'd like. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
I think everyone knows.
So yeah, we've me and Drew have seen these videos before. We've played most of these on the podcast here. I'm gonna see if you've seen these. Damn it! Why won't you play? There we go.
You fucking hit me.
The guy licked his fingers. That was like a perfect smack, but
It was, and then it took him like,
You fucking hit me.
he got him in the back.
yeah, he got it right in the back of the side of the head.
He like licked his hand first. Like,
Dude, it took him like a full 5 to 7 seconds to be like,
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that slap championship stuff where they
Yes,
just stand there in
yes.
place and
dude,
just
that
slap
is
the crap out of
so
each other?
Awesome. I love it so much.
So horrible.
I love it. I don't know if we've watched this one, but I'm gonna show you this one.
Oh yeah. Fastest way to eat corn on the cob.
Ouch.
Didn't think about it.
No, God, please, no, no.
Oh, sorry. It's
no
it
way.
wasn't playing on the big screen over there. I got it. I think I got it all.
Well, yeah, she's using a drill, right?
Dude, she's lucky she didn't get
Yeah.
scalped, bro.
Yeah, she could have actually
we're
seriously
I'm gonna
damaged herself.
rewind that all the way to the beginning.
It almost doesn't look real because I feel like she would be bleeding.
Yeah, it would be very red, and yeah, at the very least.
Really
right?
sorry.
Oh, we'll go to that one next. We're gonna play this one just one more time, just so we can see if
Come on.
fucking ripped it right out.
No,
Yeah.
God, please, no, no.
I think she set it up that way, but
Yeah.
but it's still.
There's no way, though. That's no.
She would have been in way too much pain to just be looking at the camera like that, I would think.
I don't know. I mean, when you're in shock like that, you might
Yeah.
not feel it right away. You know what I mean?
Stranger
Really
things have
sorry.
happened.
I came all the way from Scotland. I thought the Leafs were going to win 2 games. They lost. It must have been the fact that the guys were so overwhelmed at the size of my massive fucking tits. They lost concentration.
Must have been.
Sorry. They let me sit on the bench. That's why they lost tonight. They were overcome by Scottish pheromones. They didn't know what they were doing. I'm really sorry. I came all the way from Scotland.
You gotta
They didn't know what they were doing.
You gotta appreciate her confidence, right?
Oh yeah, with her massive fucking tits. All right, we'll just do one more. Here, we'll do this one.
You ready?
Oh, damn it! Hold on.
Got the buffer in.
Yeah.
You ready?
I hate how they cut it off right at the end. I know why
I know.
I know why they do it, unfortunately, because with your shorts, it's,
Yeah, they want people to.
rewatch.
Yeah.
You get that rewatchability factor,
Yeah. Oh, Django's whining. All right. Well, Django doesn't like it here, so we'll go ahead and end it for him, I guess. All right.
Maybe he's mad he's not the mascot.
Yeah, well,
that's why he's acting up.
He's also the mask. He's the
predecessor, if you
he's
will.
the predecessor. Yeah.
I suppose mascotting is it's a tough gig for a dog,
It is. It's a tough gig. It really is. But
A lot to learn, young Padawan.
Yeah. But that's gonna go ahead and end out the episode, folks. We appreciate all the love and support. Thank you, everybody, for following us on Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. And, yeah, we appreciate all the love and support. Make sure you guys are liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing in that bottom right corner right over there.
And, of course, said it before, I'm going to say it again. Facebook, BiasedBS. Check out our new merch. We always got new stuff popping up there. You never know when you're going to see something new. So you see something you like, and then you can email us at biasedbs@gmail.com. And, yeah, you know what to do.
Oh, yeah. And also check out my guy, Matty Adams, on YouTube.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. That link is going to be in the description for Matty's YouTube channel. And it is also going to be a nice little graphic right there on the bottom of the screen for you guys to take a look at that and see what to subscribe to.
Before you run out of here, I want to give Matty one of our shirts that I made for him.
Nice.
Just for a token of our appreciation coming through.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Got some merch for you there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you can scan me and own me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But you only get me for one day if you scan it, apparently.
Hell yeah.
That's actually smart, though. I like that.
Yeah. If you ever need any merch, man, let us know. If you want us to make some stuff for you, too,
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
let us know, man.
Get Casey a hat. She gets cold very easily.
Yeah. We'll get you a hat. Don't worry. So, yeah, thanks, everybody, once again. And remember, this is where your opinion doesn't matter, kind of like job titles.
It's just the paycheck, right?
That's all paycheck. All right, take care.
Peace.